Hi, I'm Scott, and this is the Old School Pixel Party, where we talk about everything to do with retro gaming. Hi there folks, and welcome to the first ever Old School Pixel Party on my personal channel. Now, we need to talk about, Sonic. We need to talk about the small, pudgy, cute Sonic that we all keep in our childhood memories and close to our hearts. We also need to talk about the lanky gobshite he turned into. Now, it's no secret that for the last 10 years maybe, Sonic's fortunes as a gaming icon have been lying somewhere in a gutter, covered in piss and blood. And it was while I was thinking of piss and blood that I realised modern Sonic games seem to be based upon misconceptions of the classic Sonic games. Not sure what I mean? Well, stick around and I'll tell you, because that was me setting up the premise of this vlog where we compare old and new Sonic. Fuck it, never mind. So, misconception number 1. All you have to do in a Sonic game is just run to the right and press jump now and again. Fuck that noise, alright? The level design in the original Sonic games was complex, varied, and imaginative. Now, I'll admit Sonic 1 could be a little bit linear, but take the Emerald Hill Zone, Act 1, Zone 1, and Sonic 2. It's huge! It has multiple routes to get to the end that intersect on different vertical levels, which means you can explore, you can slow down, there are things you can find, there are things you can miss. Plus you can go searching for things like star posts, power-ups, more rings, Sonic's lost potential. Now if we compare that with modern Sonic, and we're using Sonic Unleashed for the Wii for this one, the levels are, by and large, entirely linear. And they are about mostly running to the right and occasionally pressing jump. There are multiple routes through each act. Kind of. They're really more like shallow tangents along the main run. And to be honest, they're kind of a pain in the arse. Why are they a pain in the arse? Well, for that, I'll need to introduce misconception number 2. Well, Sonic just has to be fast, doesn't he? I mean, he has to race around at the speed of sound, everywhere he goes, at all times. Does he? Fuck. Speed might be a very important trait to the character of Sonic, but when it comes to the actual gameplay, it's nowhere near as important as you might think. Most of the gameplay in Sonic, such as navigating platforms, timing your jumps and attacks, and boss battles, are not that fast, and, say it with me folks, that's okay. Boss battles in particular need to be slowed down. The trick to beating Robotnik is to analyse his attack patterns, and that takes time, it takes thought. Something you really can't do when you're blasting along at the speed of bloody light all the time. Plus, like I said earlier, it lets you explore, it lets you get the most out of the intricate level design. If we compare this with modern Sonic, yes, you get your multiple paths, but if you blink, you'll miss them. In fact, most of the time you're only aware of them because you've missed them. This means the only way to take advantage of them is to play the level over and over and over again. And this would be fine if the game was any fun to play, but the trouble is, at his fastest, Sonic is impossible to control. It's like trying to get me home when I'm pissed. I mean, the game constantly encourages you to go as fast as you possibly can, and then immediately punishes you for doing so by giving you rewards you can't possibly take advantage of, and obstacles and enemies that you couldn't possibly see coming. If you think about it, they've actually found a way to make QuickTime events even worse. It's a massive pain in the arse. So my point is, modern Sonic games tend to do all the really bad things that people thought the classic Sonic games did, when in actual fact they did no such bloody thing at all. Well done, guys! So, my question to you is, what's your favourite Sonic game? Old Sonic? New Sonic? Perhaps you're obsessed with Ray the Flying Squirrel from the Sonic arcade game? Let me know in the comments below, or on Twitter at L_Pinata. I have no idea why I chose that name. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and share this with everyone you know, because, as I mentioned, I'm on my personal channel now. Also, if you do fancy checking out Geek And Sundry vlogs, check out Mitch Hutz. He does gaming, alcohol, cocktails with alcohol that make you drunk because you drank alcohol. And, you know, say hi from me. That's all we have. I will be back in 2 weeks, and, as always, good work, retro gamers. I'll most likely kill you in the morning.